The 2025 MotoGP season exploded into action at Thailand's Buriram Circuit with a season opener that set both the tarmac and fans' hearts ablaze. Marc Marquez, the 8-time world champion and master of the track, went full throttle. Pole position, sprint race victory, and the top step of the podium in the main race, all delivered with his trademark Predator's grin. Francesco Bagnaia, the reigning 2-time champion and Ducati's leading man, was left watching from third, trailing behind Marquez in an unexpected podium finish from Alex Marquez, representing Gresini Racing. This race wasn't just about speed, it shone a spotlight on the crucial differences between the Desmosedici GP24 machines ridden by these two titans. With Marquez speaking candidly about his bike and Bagnaia voicing some frustration, let's dive into a deep analysis. What sets their machines apart, how it played out in Thailand, and what it all means for the 2025 title fight. Ducati Lenovo entered 2025 with the GP24, a machine that had already proven itself a monster in 2024. 16 wins from 20 races is no small feat, but behind that dominance there was a twist. The factory team bikes for Marquez and Bagnaia had special touches that set them apart from the satellite versions. Ducati course mastermind Gigi Dall'Igna made it clear in pre-season testing, "We don't make one bike for all. Every rider has their own racing DNA and we fine-tune accordingly." Testing in Sepang and Buriram laid the foundations. Marquez wanted traction and agility while Bagnaia sought stability and straight-line power. The result? Two Desmosedicis that looked identical on the surface but had very different souls. Buriram was the first real test to see who had truly clicked with their machine. Lights out and Marquez surged ahead from pole with Alex Marquez and Bagnaia in hot pursuit. The early laps were all Marc. He opened a 1.5-second gap within 3 laps, like a lion toying with its prey before pouncing. But then came the plot twist. On lap 7, Marquez eased off, allowing Alex to slip ahead. "I was just playing around a bit," Marquez joked after the race, but there was method to his madness. He was managing his front tire pressure, which had momentarily dropped. Lap 23 and Marquez struck back, diving past Alex with surgical precision at turn 12 before crossing the line 1.732 seconds clear. Bagnaia, solid but uninspiring, third place, 2.398 seconds adrift of Marquez. A mix of admiration and frustration laced Pecco's words post-race. Marc has a turbo button. He decides when to go full throttle. If he had pushed from the start, I'd have only seen his dust. He'd have been 5 seconds up the road. Marquez, relaxed yet sharp, responded, "This bike feels like an old friend now. I tell it what I want," Ducati delivers, and here in Buriram, everything clicked. Their words weren't just sound bites, they were a window into the technical and mental battle that shaped this race. Marquez's GP24 delivered power more smoothly in the lower and mid-range revs. "I like a bike that talks to me when I exit a corner," he explained. "Here in Thailand, I could get on the throttle earlier. The rear tire was hooked up perfectly." This was most evident in turns 3 and 8. His drive out of corners was visibly cleaner, and telemetry confirmed he was 0.2 seconds quicker in these sections compared to Bagnaia. Bagnaia, on the other hand, had a more aggressive setup focused on high-end power. "I need the punch for long straights, places like Mugello or Austria," he admitted. But here in Buriram, the twisty sections made it tough to get comfortable. "The bike is strong, but I need time to dial it in." Pecco was faster on the main straight in Sector 1, but in the technical corners, his bike looked stiff, perhaps too aggressive for Thailand's layout. Marquez's apparent mid-race slowdown wasn't just instinct, it was pure technical wizardry. "I saw the front tire pressure drop on the dash, so I backed off, sat in Alex's slipstream and brought it back up," he revealed. His GP24's electronics were like a trusted ally, providing real-time data and precision control. "The bike is smart, I just listen to what it tells me," he added with a grin. Bagnaia? More old school in approach. "I like a setup that stays the same from start to finish. The electronics are great, but maybe I was too rigid here," he admitted. Switching to a soft front tire for the main race after a failed hard tire choice in the sprint helped, but he lacked the adaptability to chase Marquez down. "Marc plays with his bike like a chess grandmaster. Me? I'm still working out my opening moves," he quipped, though there was real weight behind his words. Marquez's aero package was tailored for aggressive front-end downforce. I like to brake hard, dive deep into corners. This bike gives me that, he explained. Turn 12, where he made his decisive move on Alex, was proof. His bike was rock solid, even with his aggressive line. Bagnaia, with his taller frame, had a more balanced aero setup. I need stability at 300 kilometers per hour, he said. But here in Buriram, I struggled with front-end grip when pushing hard. Pecco clocked the highest top speed, 334.7 kilometers per hour on the straight. But in the corners, he simply couldn't match Marquez's agility. Buriram 2025 proved one thing. Marquez is now a true Ducati man. His GP24, grippy, smart and agile, suits his wild yet calculated style perfectly. Bagnaia, with his straight-line power and stability, remains the king of consistency, but he needs that extra spark to take the fight to Marquez head-on. Ducati now faces a dilemma. Will they favor one rider or let their two specs go head-to-head? The post-race test at Jerez after 4 rounds will be crucial, with major upgrades rumored to be on the way. Marquez declared, "I want more," while Bagnaia countered, "I just need a little tweak. This rivalry is only just getting started." Marquez and Bagnaia in Thailand 2025 were like two gladiators wielding different weapons. Marquez, with his nimble, intelligent Desmosedici, toyed with his rivals like a cat with a mouse. Bagnaia, armed with raw power and stability, waited for his moment to strike, but this time he was too late. "I know I can do better," Bagnaia said. "Catch me if you can," Marquez grinned in reply. And so the battle rages on. Thailand 2025 proved it. Marquez and his Desmosedici are a lethal duo. Smooth traction, razor-sharp aero and smart racecraft make them a nightmare for rivals. Bagnaia, though outpaced at Buriram, still has the straight-line firepower to strike back. Two riders, two styles. Ducati's playing it smart, but who's the real king of GP24? Marc or Pecco? Drop your pick in the comments. Back it up with tech details before Argentina. At Termas de Rio Hondo, Pecco's straight-line speed could give him the edge, but if it rains, Marquez's superior traction could turn the tide. My call? Pecco by 0.9 seconds in the dry, but if it's wet, Marquez steals the podium. What's your take? Could Martin or Acosta shake things up? Share your analysis, speed, cornering, tires. Let's build this race preview together. 2025 is heating up. Marquez adapts fast, Pecco fights back with consistency, and Ducati pulls the strings. What do you expect from the Jerez test? New aero, ECU tweaks, or a surprise upgrade? Drop your Bologna wish list and let's make some noise. MotoGP is all of us. Debate, predict, and enjoy the ride. See you at Termas, petrol heads. Hey MotoGP fans, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with all the latest action.